Hi guys, that's Tar, and today I'm going to draw Domino from Motor Crush. Right now I'm just doing a little figure, so if I'm doing like a commission or a cover, I'll start out with a concept or an idea or like a theme from the issue. So I'm doing Domino, and I'm like, well, what would be cute and fast and smart for me to do in front of you people? So I'm gonna do a little cute picture of her with her helmet under her arm and all smiley, and maybe she's a little battle-worn to add some interest. Motor Crush, Domino Swift is the star of my Image comic, Motor Crush. She is a professional racer, race car driver in the WGP, which is the World Grand Prix, which is like the professional racing league in Nova Honda, which is a fictional city in my comic book. Domino's awesome, and she races in these illegal bike fights for this stuff called Crush, which looks like, I'll do it up here for you guys real quick, I'll race it later. It's this vial of hot pink liquid, and when you add the liquid to your motorcycle or your vehicle, it makes it go really fast, but Domino she needs it for a more mysterious reason, so you guys will have to read it to check out what that mysterious reason might be. Yeah, it's really fun. I get to put a lot of my own style in the book because it's create your own and it's with Image, so we kind of get to run the show, which I love. I loved being on Batgirl, but it was hard because I had to sacrifice a lot of your own voice because you're on this like big property of this character that's been around for 60 years, and she already has this like big following, and I was so blessed to be on that book, and it helped, it helped my name and become bigger and have this opportunity to even draw Motor Crush in the first place. But it's just rough when you can't control everything or tell the story exactly how you want it, or like this character is getting used in this other place, so you can't tell this story or whatever. So it's like great for a little bit, but it's definitely hard for a long term. So doing Motor Crush is so fun because we get to kind of when I say we, I mean my authors, Brendan Fletcher and Cameron Stewart. We get to like spread our wings and fly a little bit on Motor Crush, so that's cool. So I'm adding her little biker armor out right now, so I'm gonna do her illegal street racing outfit because why would she be beat up in her professional one? Because they don't beat each other up in the professional races. It's very straight-laced. I was like really inspired by Willow Smith, who she's kind of like my model in my heart of Domino. She just has this like effortless coolness to her, and I wanted to capture that with Dom. She like doesn't even try. She's just like effortlessly cool, but on the inside she's dealing with all this extra stuff, but she like doesn't externalize it at all. I think it helps to think of like actors that kind of inspire you, because if you need to get a facial expression or to grab something like that, you already have a model. When doing environments, I specifically made Motor Crush a place I gave a shit about. So we made this city, Nova Honda. It's like this fictional city. I was very inspired by Brazil, and then I wanted the fashion to be really fun, so I drew a lot of fun outfits that I would wear. But it's like a culture. You want to think about if the racing is basically the biggest thing in this culture, in this world. So like everybody's outfits, all the fashion, all the things you see, all the ads and stuff is like a little bit centered around it. Like, I guess what a football maybe, but like even bigger, like football concentrated in like a small Texas town, but like on a city level is like what racing is to Nova Honda. So you kind of try to build the world from there. I think if you were to draw Domino, I think you'd want to get her eyeliner correct. I draw hers different than everybody else's in the book, which is such a silly thing, but I don't know, I think it makes a difference and it makes her stand out to me, so I like that bit. And if you're drawing it, I give her these like really sharp guys like this, so like, and everybody else's eyes kind of have this like soft swipe. The Dom's like is like jets out, stabs you. I like it. Another cool thing that I did differently with Motor Crush is that I ink it on paper, which is different than what I did with Batgirl. Batgirl was like my first comic book ever, and so I was very nervous about making everything perfect, and I just didn't have a lot of experience, and I wanted it to look its very, very, very best, and not that I don't want Motor Crush to look its best, but I did Batgirl all digital, and then Motor Crush, I'll sketch it on the computer, and then I'll print it out and I'll ink it on paper. I did this it went a little bit viral. It was like this Sailor Moon fan art that I did, and I put them all on motorcycles. Are you guys sensing a theme yet? It went a little bit viral and people really loved it, and then it had caught the eye of somebody at Hasbro, and they were doing like My Little Pony stuff, and they wanted to do, one of the My Little Ponies with like motorcycle, and I ended up getting some freelance gigs. It's a little embarrassing, but I don't have my license. So I think I'm a little bit obsessed with like the excitement of racing and stuff, because it's like this forbidden thing. I've never got my license. I've like always lived in these like cities where you don't really need a car, and I just never ended up getting it. And then I don't know. So racing always seems like really fun, forbidden fruit, I guess. When we were coming up with a story, the guys actually approached me. I was working on maybe the third issue of Batgirl I had ever drawn, and the guys were like, after this, maybe we'll do this image book. And Brendan had this like cartoon pitch originally called Motor Honey. It's vaguely like what Motor Crush is, but that's kind of was the nugget that this came from. We realized that Motor Honey was the stuff that you put into your car already, and we couldn't use that name, so we ended up coming up with Motor Crush. That was my first time writing too. Like I got to kind of participate in some of the writing with Motor Crush, and when I mean writing, like I get to sit around with the guys and like help throw ideas out and pitch. I'm getting my little writing sea legs with Motor Crush. So now the process is more like I'll get the scripts, and I'll be so busy on the drawing that I won't be able to really do the nitty-gritty script writing, but I don't want to do that anyway. Like, boys can do that. I'm already doing enough stuff drawing it and coloring it. But all the big brush strokes and stuff for the book, like I helped participate in, and that's pretty fun. One of the cool things about doing Motor Crush on paper instead of digital is that I do get this like illustration feel, which is my background anyway, and I love that. I just like don't ever want my work to feel like cold and digital. And I even do these like watercolor washes on the pages to add shadows and lighting and stuff. So my normal process is a little bit different. This is like nerve-wracking, a little bit nerve-wracking and scary. So that sketch is like way more heavy-handed than I usually do. So when I'm inking, I'll do fine lines first, and then I'll take a big fat marker like this, and I'll do the black together. Or sometimes I'll even leave the black for the computer if I don't quite know where to put it, because I can easily quick edit like big black patches on the computer. But if I'm feeling bold, I'll do it. I really look up to comic artists that are able to use these big chunky blacks in their comic pages. Because I came from this illustration background, and I've always colored my work full color. My brain doesn't think in black and white as much as the more experienced comic artist. My brain, I'm not quite there. My brain doesn't work that way. I'm like always thinking about the digital color, because that's like what I'm used to. But my color's pretty awesome, so it's not the worst thing to think a little bit differently in this industry. So I'm okay with it. And I know it's a weak point, so I constantly are kind of like conscious of it and battling it, and you know, just improving. You can't sit on your laurels as an artist, and it's not like riding a bike where you learn it once and you just like get back on and you're as good as you were. Like, you have to keep up with it. You have to keep practicing. You have to keep learning new stuff and new techniques, and even just like continue being inspired. Oh, that's a lot of Sharpie. A lot of fumes in this tiny room right now. I would probably experiment a lot to update my art style. I'd probably experiment a lot off of Motor Crush and then keep it consistent, because I want the book to look like professional and clean and stuff. It's my baby. I'm just throwing a little fun color down right now. If I had my halftones, I would like definitely color Dom's skin and stuff. I would want to treat her preciously and whatnot. But oh, I have the pencil. I could definitely do it. All right, I'm gonna add some pencil shading here. So right now I'm laying down like a base skin tone, and then I'll come in and add some shadows and erase away and maybe add some fun highlights and stuff. If you guys ever bought those art kits and didn't know what this was, this is basically a smudger. You take this and it'll smooth out whatever pencil shading you use. This is some art school shit right here. I think one of the things when you got to do when you're an artist is kind of like learn you're a fixer. You know, you kind of like have to roll with the punches, and oh, that's a little bit wonky, and then you got to like make it work in a way, or redraw it, or find the shortcut way to get it done in time. And that's a lot about being an artist. You got these like happy accidents and you just gotta work with them. Yeah, so we're gonna add some highlights. Oh, I hate it. I'm gonna use this. I'm kind of backlighting her a little bit right now, so the lights would hit the edges of her face and her shoulders and stuff here. So it just adds a little bit more dynamic look. Let's beat her up some. I think it'll be cooler if she looks tougher. Sometimes I think superheroes can be a little bit too pristine, and it's always like kind of fun when you tell a story with your illustration. So you beat her up a little bit, you can be like, what happened to her? Why she got all those cuts on her face? And it brings the reader in and makes them more interested in what that character got into. What's that story? Don't want to buy it? Don't want to buy it and take it home and fall in love with it and tell all my friends to buy it too? Yeah. I should do something in the background. I usually do these little like dots. It just adds like some cool atmosphere. There you go, Domino Swift. Hey guys, I'm Babs Tarr, and this is Domino Swift from Motor Crush.